We are going to discuss about the drug picture of arsenic album. Common name white oxide of arsenic, chemical formula As2O3, and comparing the arsenic alb with a hose. Arsenic alb is a hose remedy, and similarly pulsar as sheep remedy and antium crude as pigs remedy. Have a look to this video. In this video, the hose is continuously moving. That is, horse is a restless animal. Similarly, horse is a nervous animal too and is very prone to take fright. That is, from this we got three mental generals of arsenic album, that is nervous, restless, fright or fear. That is, horse typify the arsenic temperament. Horse is a vegetable animal. So arsenic alb is suited for the effect of excess use of vegetable diet, especially watery fruits, that is melon and strawberries. Then coming to the remaining mental generals of arsenic album, that is fastidious, irritable and anxious. To understand this, watch the video clipping from the movie North 24 Kadam. For further details, you see that movie. I am using a short clipping of that movie. He is very fastidious in nature and is very anxious about his health and is very irritable in nature. The general sensibility of arsenic alb is increased. The sensibility to the sound and sensibility to the smell or the sight of food. Have a look to this video. In this video, he is just smelling the food. The greater the suffering of asthma patient, the greater the anguish and restlessness and fear of death. The mentally restlessness but physically too weak to move. They cannot rest in any place, want to be moved from one bed to another, lies now here and now there. When alone or going to bed, attack of anxiety at night, driving out of the bed, aggravated after midnight. That is anxiety at the bed, especially after midnight. They think it is useless to take medicine. They are surely going to death and they have suicidal tendency. That is fear of death and suicidal tendency, useless to take medicine. Another important character of arsenic alb is burning pain. The affected part burn like a hot coals were applied to that part. This symptom is relieved by application of heat, hot drinks and application of hot. The next important character of arsenic alb is thirst for cold water. Drinks often but little at a time. We already discussed about the abdominal symptom. Then coming to the remaining abdominal symptom, we already discussed about the thirst and increased sensation or the smell of the food. The burning thirst without special desire to drink. His stomach does not seem to tolerate. They cannot assimilate the cold water. An abnormal sensation in their stomach, that is like a stone in the stomach. They wanted to drink, but they cannot. The gastric derangement from assault is commonly from cold fruit, ice cream, ice water, sour beer, bad sausage, alcoholic drinks, strong cheese and also from tobacco. These things are mostly kept in refrigerators. So, just for remembering the elements of gastric derangement, the things we are usually keeping in a refrigerator: cold fruits, ice cream, ice water, sour beer, bad sausage, alcoholic drinks and strong cheese. After eating or drinking such a things, they cause diarrhea. In diarrhea, stool is scanty, tar colored, will be offensive whether the stool is small or large, followed by great prostration. Arsenic alb is indicator for food poisoning. The bad effect of decayed food or animal matter, whether by inoculation olfaction or ingestion. It's also indicated for fissure. The fissure make the voiding urine difficult. Is indicator for hemorrhoids. The peculiarity of hemorrhoids of arsenic album is the stitching pain while walking and sitting, but not at the time of stool. This prevents the patient from sitting and sleeping. Then coming to the respiratory symptom of arsenic album. In upper respiratory tract, they commonly seeing two symptoms, that is stopped feeling of nose and continuous sneezing. In lower respiratory tract, the asthmatic attack, especially after 12 o'clock, they are unable to lie down for a fear of suffocation. They spring out of bed at night and sit and bend forward for breathing. Then it is important for fever, that is the indicator for intermittent fever, hay fever, typhoid and septic fever. In all type of fever, they are accompanied by these following symptoms, that is complete exhaustion, the symptom worse after midnight, great restlessness, anxiety and also thirst for cold water. Especially in the chill stage, they cannot assimilate cold water, they can only drink hot water. But in the wet stage, they unquenchable thirst for cold water, and in heat stage, they eat only little to wet the throat. That is, in heat stage, just wet the throat with cold water. In sweat stage, unquenchable thirst for cold water. But in chilly stage, they cannot drink cold water. They can only assimilate hot water. The most of the symptoms of fever aggravated after 3 a.m. The skin of arsenic album is an important one, that is dry, scaly, scratching cause burning, cold, blue, wrinkled skin with cold and clammy perspiration, white and pasty discharge, black vesicle and burning pale. It is indicator for anasarca, that is severe generalized form of edema. The arsenic album is full of puffiness and dropsy. It has edematous condition of extremities. Dropsy, the shut the scars or the cavity. The swelling of the face to that it pits upon pressure. Its swelling is mostly related to the lower eyelid. That is, this indicator for generalized edema with puffiness, and especially in the face and extremities. In the face, there will pitting while applying pressure, especially swelling seen in lower eyelids. They are indicated for ulcers with offensive discharge, gangrenous inflammation and poisonous wound, especially anthrax poisoning. Coming to the mortality of arsenic album, that is aggravation after midnight 1 to 2 a.m. or p.m. from cold drinks and food, when lying on affected side or with the head low. Arsenic al prefer to keep their head always in raised position with a pillow or any other thing. Amelioration, except the head symptom, almost all the symptoms is ameliorated by hot application. Head symptom is temporarily ameliorated by cold application.